All right, this is chapter 2, or chapter 10, lesson 2, customary units of capacity. So this little guy should look familiar. We are talking about capacity of like filling containers with liquid. So these measurements, not always liquid, but in most cases, gallons, quarts, pints, cups, we really see it in terms of liquid. You know, you go to the grocery store, you see, half a gallon of milk, a quart of juice, a pint. And then when we're baking or you're cooking, you use cups. So looking at Gallon Man, I want you to put him in your notes, along with the conversion chart as well. So 1 gallon equals 4 quarts. So 4 quarts, we have our quarts. You know how I love to color code everything. So imagine if I was going bonkers color coding all of this in my notes. So 1 gallon equals 4 quarts. Each quart has 2 pints. So 1 quart equals 2 pints. And 1 pint equals 2 cups. So because 1 quart equals 2 pints, you have 2 pints that make up the arms, and that's why you have 4 cups altogether. Give me that color here to use. And that cups is just really yellow, but imagine if all the cups were a different color, and we can see it a little better. And so our cups, and what happened to that previous color I had? Our pints, and our quarts, and then we just have gallon guy right there. Now also looking at this chart, I can see that 1 gallon equals 2, 4, 6, 8 pints. I also know that if there's 4 cups here, 4 times 4, 1 gallon equals 16 cups. So we could kind of use gallon person. Shouldn't really call him man. He could be a person. Let's be gender neutral here. That our gallon person can also show us the different ways that we can get our conversions. When we're converting capacity, remember that the larger units to smaller units, we're multiplying. When you have the smaller units and you're changing them to a larger unit, you divide. So here's a sample problem. Kanyu made 5 quarts of juice for a picnic. He said he made 1 1/4 cups of juice. Explain if Kanyu is correct. Well, if we look at our Gallon Man and we look at 1 quart, looking at his little arm here, equals 4 cups. So I'm going to use that as my conversion. 1 quart equals 4 cups. And since quarts is large and cups are small, for my little Gallon Man, quarts are large, cups are small, I know that 5 quarts times 4 cups is going to give me 20 cups. So 5 quarts equals 20 cups. That is the part of my answer that I need. But that isn't necessarily answering the question, because the question is asking, explain if Kanyu is correct. And I'm sorry, Kanyu, but you weren't correct. And in answering the actual question, we would say Kanyu is not correct. 5 quarts equals 20 cups. 1 quart equals 4 cups. To convert quarts to cups, you need to multiply 5 quarts times 4 cups which equals 20 cups. 20 is more than the fraction amount that he said he made. So from this point, after you've entered all these notes into your notebook, you can go on to Think Central and complete the lesson and then complete the homework. I've made some edits after yesterday's first day of remote learning, and I took out the Pear Deck, and I'm just going to have you do all the homework on the workbook page, and we're going to come up with a system of turning in work, most likely next Friday and not this Friday. So that next Friday, you're returning the past 2 weeks' work to school. But more information on that coming soon.